I know you guys are used to fancy cameras, but I wanted to specifically do this. As I was thinking about what I was going to talk about, and I only have so much time, I said, what's the number one thing that keeps everybody from creating content and getting the visibility they want? I don't have the fanciest camera. I was looking at that. That was fun. I don't have the fanciest microphones, right? No matter what it is, I don't even know what to talk about. I have here an iPad. How many here have an iPad? A tablet, a Samsung tablet, if you will. Okay, that's pretty much everybody. How many of you have just a phone? Right, okay. Now watch what I'm going to do. And it's funny because I'm recording this on a laptop. How many of you have a laptop? That's everybody, right? Give me 1 second. Here, actually, let me put this down just for a second. What I have here is a headset with a $20 microphone attached to it. And like a $7 attachment to a phone. Okay? So I'm going to attach this now. How many here have thought about a podcast? Okay? And how many of you say, oh, I don't have $400 for microphones y todo eso and all of that? Right? Okay. So, on your phone, how many of you have a smartphone? Right, specifically everybody. Okay, there is something called a voice notes app. How many of you know where that is? Everybody keeps raising their hands. Now, when I plug this in, right? Now, these videos are recording poor audio right now. Now, I don't know if you know this, but most people would forgive a bad camera quality, but not bad audio. Very important. I think some of you here, I heard you talking about cameras and such, you probably understand that. I'm going to hit record. And now, my audio, I'm going to sync it to my video. And it's very simple to do this. Put that down. Now my editor can match that spike to the video cameras. I have on this iPad an app on Apple products called Double Take that records from the front camera and the back camera at the same time. Separate videos. So that's what this one is recording. So I can see all of you in my video. I told myself the best thing to do is show you personal branding in real time, right? Because people come up here and they're like, all right, we're going to talk about KPIs and we're going to talk about strategy. I don't even know how to get started with the stuff I have. You know what I mean? It's like we take for granted some of the things that we know when we get further along. Okay? And we realize that most people are like, I don't even know how to start my Zoom chat. Sometimes my camera's facing the other way. I'm like trying to turn it around. It's not okay, right? So let's get you some brass tacks basics. You can use these devices. Sync it up with, this is $20 right here. These are Bose headphones, but most new headphones have a headphone jack. And this mic is $20, and it's feeding directly to my phone. You can run a podcast even without this. Just put your phones in front of each other, and now you can record high-quality audio. How many of you have the latest phone? Okay, how many of you have the generation before? And the generation before? How about 5 generations before? They're still equally good. You never watch one of those videos and they go, now our microphones have multi-net. No, it's been the same for years, but it's because it's been that good for years. I can't hear anything out of this. I probably look ridiculous. Right? But I thought this has to be the most important thing that I do for people here today. You cannot let equipment be an excuse for not doing what you have to do to get heard. Let me ask you this. If you didn't come today and you didn't learn this, how long would you have gone without actually starting? Like even at all, like even contemplating it. Now think of how many of you have something you're going to be able to do for someone, but they don't even know you exist because you haven't created content. Because you haven't told people, this is what I do. This is what I am. I'm here. Here's where you can find me. You're robbing people by not living your purpose. So I'm going to tell you something about myself. What I do, why I do all this, is because I believe that if I can help other people, and as corny as it sounds, reach deeper potentials, access more of what they are, I immediately make the world a better place. If you're each making new content and making more money for people and yourself, that means you take care of your family and they take care of their families. The world is a better place. So when I have a purpose like that, How can I not get up out of bed every day? How can I not beat down someone's door and say, do you understand how important it is in this world we live in today, when it used to be really expensive to get attention? Billboards and the gatekeepers. We have so much technology. When was the last time you looked at a video and go, well, that video looks terrible, I'm not going to watch it? Right? The audio might be bad. You're like, ooh, let me turn it down. But you've never stopped watching it. Who here has paid for content creation? You've had an assistant before? Okay. Who here has paid for a phone with a camera and a microphone on it? Each of you have paid for content creation. You just never accessed it. And resources don't mean anything to us if we don't know how to use them. You have to be more resourceful. You have to know how to get the gold from yourself. Otherwise, it's not a resource. So now after hearing just that, how many of you are feeling a little more resourceful today? Okay, I did my job. That's good. That's good. Now, I could go on to tell you, okay, you have to make sure you have your LinkedIn profile filled out. This is a LinkedIn local after all, right? But I'm sure you know that. The question is, do you know what you should be saying, right? I don't know what to say. There's so much I've done in my career or so much I still have to do. You don't always have to be the expert. You can be an enthusiast. Think about that. How many people watch tech reviews or beauty reviews on products that they love, or right? Everybody has something they're watching where somebody's enthusiastic about it, and they're making a whole channel on YouTube or what have you about something they're excited about. You don't have to be the expert. You just have to be truly passionate, right? So with that said, I want you to think about something specifically today. If you take anything away, even if you decide, I don't know if I'm going to make a video, try writing. Twitter's real. I know it's controversial right now, but it's real, right? And you don't even have to write a lot to start. It's 100 and, I don't even know how many characters, 180, 200, whatever. The point, 240 characters. The point is, there's a platform there, right? If you're into fashion and photography and food, Instagram is real. And that's really predominantly the channel. If you're really into fashion and bridal photography, that's Pinterest, right? But we often start wanting to hit every channel. Okay, do you consume from every channel the same thing? You go to one channel for something. You avoid Facebook because someone's going to start an argument with you. Someone in your family is going to say, well, I don't know about that, right? But your consumption habits are the indicator, the hint that you're looking for. Don't ignore your own habits. It's funny, I've done over 2,000 conversations with CEOs, venture capitalists, entrepreneurs in general, right? From Zoom. It all started in the pandemic. Before that, I was in digital marketing. But I stepped into the podcasting game and learned a lot from these business owners, right? And all I think to myself is everyone here is the same person. They put their pants on one leg at a time. There's nothing that magical about them. Maybe they have a little more energy, a little more drive. So I asked myself, where does that come from? Before I answer that, how many of you just feel stuck in business right now? Be honest, because if you're not honest, you won't get where you want to be, okay? How many of you feel like you're not sure where the next step is for your business? No? Okay, everyone's pretty clear, okay? How many of you know exactly where you want to go this year that's coming up? All right, okay. So I saw a few people who didn't raise any hands at all, right? How many of you are business owners here? Interesting, okay. That's a weird juxtaposition. Okay, how many of you hate asking for help? A few people, there you go. Now we're starting to be honest. Okay, resources, let's come back to this. I know this is supposed to be personal branding, but if you can't even manage this beginning part, you're never gonna get out the front door, right? Resources. Do you have infinite money, meaning over time you can always get more money, or can you over time get more time? Time is very limited, right? It's a resource you cannot get back. So those of you who hate asking for help, if you pay an expert to solve something that they can do in an hour, that might take you 30 minutes just because you want to do your website. You want to do your business card design. You want to be a part of all of it. you're wasting your most valuable resource, time. Okay? So I know I only have 20 minutes, and it's really hard to do what I do in 20 minutes. It usually takes 90 days just to get started. Okay? If you ever work with anyone in digital marketing and they don't tell you at least 90 days before you can get some kind of traction, you're not working with someone that's being realistic, because it's a marathon, not a sprint. But if you do anything today, it's this: personal branding at networking events. I was telling Gracie earlier, it's not about coming to this event. It's about what you take from this event moving forward. You have to have at least one person. So it doesn't matter to add everybody. It'd be nice. But add one person that you feel is a strategic partner. Don't look for clients here. Look for partnerships today. That's the most important thing you can do for your brand. Because when you're looking for clients from an event like this, what you end up doing is branding yourself. The difference between branding and marketing is as follows. Marketing is me going, hey, I'm awesome. How you doing? I'm awesome. Nice to meet you. I'm awesome. Yeah. Branding is you taking me over to them going, this guy? Awesome. You got to talk to him. That's the difference. So when you go to an event, when you go to an event and the first thing you do is, oh, what do you do? Oh, yeah, I'd love to help you, like right away. That thirst, that need, you branded yourself as needy. How many of you love needy people? Yeah, yeah, not many, right? So, but you can always come with value. It just means you have to ask different questions. It's not, are they potentially my client? It's, what kind of deal could we strike together, right? There has to be a bridge between the deal you're trying to close for a client, for an audience segment, and you. You can't be the one doing it. I know you've heard this. Don't work in your business, work on your business. And yet I saw a lot of hands raised here no, I do it all, or I don't know. You've got to be able to stay on top of it and hire good people or work with good people who already have the team. Okay? That's very important. Now, because I don't have a lot of time, I can't go into much distance.
So my mic totally died. It wasn't charged even to begin with. I kind of just had to pull it out of the closet and figure it out. But the good news is we got this here. So just to recap, now
do not
I want to give
technology
the floor for 3 questions.
Gear get in the way of you trying to make content. Look at this. I am confident he is making content. And look at that, just using a phone. That's exactly how it's done. They're expensive phones. Use them for more than just consumption. So I'm going to turn it over to Irma now, and if any of you have any questions, feel free to connect with me when I'm walking around or what have you. The mic is dead, so we're going to have to figure that out. Yeah.
Just checking.
All right. So I'll go ahead and put all this mess away, but just know, that's what it's for. All right. Give it up for Irma, everybody.